Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right now, wasn't that fun? Let's try something else.
What the fuck are you doing in my dressing room?
This is Brad's dressing room.
Right here, man. This is MTV.
Are we starting?
The next hour, you're going to see behind the scenes of Linkin Park. You're going to see what we do before a show, what we eat, and us sitting on toilets.
Let's start with the toilets.
The British will love that, huh? Like toilet humor. This ain't Top of the Pops, yo.
It's very kitschy.
Han is weird.
We're in Utah at the end of the Countdown to Revolution tour. It's snowing outside, so we're hanging out in here. We got our entertainment center. Very entertaining.
Yeah, this is a Limp Bizkit hand-me-down. Our production manager used to work for them, and I guess Wes painted this, but we're lucky to have it. It's kind of a loner. Chris is our production manager. He let us borrow this until ours gets made. So it's good to have like one of these in the dressing room, you know.
Every day that you show up, you have a rider. That's what it's called. I don't know why, but it's basically you submit a list of stuff that you may want in your dressing room that day. For instance, chips and salsa,
Bagels,
bagels, deli tray,
Mushrooms.
Snapples, waters.
It's usually
We always have easy
cookies.
cheese.
and also helpful to have hand sanitizer. So when you get gnarly cuts from kids, you scratch your hand when you go in the crowd, you put it on there, and it kills the germs.
This is
Like,
where we
here's the
keep the
peanut butter.
Jake.
Where's the-
We kind of mount him up against the wardrobe case, right like that.
That sounds so bad.
We keep him by the wardrobe case,
Sounds
like
bad.
that. Wardrobe cases can't all be flashy, huh, kids?
This is our right-hand birthing device. We have another one for when we birth kids. Because Dave and Brad actually, they're medical students from UCLA, and they know how to birth children.
I think the technical term is deliver children.
I'm sorry, I'm not a doctor like you.
But he didn't go to med school, did he?
No, I didn't.
How'd you guys actually sort of hook up? You received a tape, is that right?
Yeah, I got a demo in the mail, and then I pretty much just kind of fell in love with it instantly, and then went in and canceled all of my plans for the entire day, and called my friend at the studio, said I need a couple hours, and went in there, cut the demo, called him I think about 12 hours after the demo arrived in my house, and said I'm ready. And they were pretty surprised about that.
Within 24 hours.
I got a demo in the mail. I fell in love with it, and I was at my birthday party. Our first songs, they were cruder versions of what we're doing now. Like, you could definitely pick out, okay, here's the rap part. Okay, here's the electronic part.
Right.
And we basically spent years working in Mike's bedroom and on our own on our songs. To create an album, Hybrid Theory, where each track tells a story and is strong, but each track just sounds like Linkin Park. It doesn't sound like, okay, here's the rap
Doing good at
part.
this, by the way. You guys have got your little actions going.
Here's the other part, and so everything is just, combined into one sound.
Yeah. How long had you guys been like sitting on the same tour bus together last year?
6 months.
Yeah.
It was only a bus for about 4 weeks.
It was a van?
It was an RV with 9 guys in it for about 4 months.
And the RV was built for like 6, so it was pretty crammed in there.
That's when Brad and I became the same person.
Became the same person,
Right.
okay.
There just wasn't room to have
Because
two.
there was a room, yeah, to have both of us sleep in an area, so we both kind of combined.
When did LinkinPark.com actually first go online?
Before.
That's a good question. Like we actually started our web activity before anything else.
Yeah, because I read there was like you guys were actually starting to put the word out about your band before, you know, there'd been any releases or anything like that.
We're definitely a band that you can totally say like we kind of broke on the web. And the cool thing about that is when we first went to do a U.S. tour, which we'd never done before, there were kids in all these different cities who already knew who we were because they'd heard our stuff on the internet, or they were on our street team, or they'd met someone.
Are you concerned about the whole kind of fact that people are going to concentrate more on your tattoos, your piercings, and your hairstyles, and your dashing good looks?
Never. I mean, the last thing we worry about is, like, image. Honestly. I mean, seriously, we walk around.
Coming from this guy.
I'm sorry, man. All respect due, but I mean...
No, I mean, seriously, like
Drummers
imaging
maybe,
to
but-
us is like getting in there, like getting into a place and having people do your hair and wearing, you know, leather clothes and like the glamour aspect.
I give
of
it
the
6
whole thing.
months before you were getting someone to do your hair and wearing leather clothes.
Well, I wanted to do it this morning, but it was going to take too much time because I was too lazy to do my hair.
Show him your hair.
Come on, man.
No,
Come on, man. That's
come
6
on.
against 1.
Come
You're
on.
going to back up? I'm so not going to edit that part.
Hi, Mom.
This proves that we're not an image-conscious band.
Right.
Sometimes we get 2 dressing rooms. It's nice to have 2 dressing rooms, especially when like at the beginning of this year, we weren't even getting one. We had to sit in our RV while other people had dressing rooms. That can be rough.
This is production office. This is where all the business happens. So basically, we don't know what goes on here, but let's go check it out.
Come on! They hate it when we come in here. We don't belong in here. We're just the band.
This is where we keep BC. AD from Van Head PE.
Also known as The King.
The King.
They're drummer / tour manager.
Let's keep that a little quiet.
Yeah. AKA Jack Daniels.
And I took him to school with the go-kart track the other night.
He did. Every once in a while.
He badged out. He badged out.
That's a nice sweater.
Every once in a while, you get a day off in between shows, and you get to go do fun stuff. Well, that wasn't a day off, but we had a day off the day after. We went go-kart racing with Head PE, and it was pretty dope. And BC schooled me. He lapped me a couple times.
Derek Daly Racing School, Las Vegas, B-Town.
Thank you. Hi.
Moving on to the production office. This is our
A very important part of the production case, the blow pops. This is where they put the dreidel.
this is our backup DJ right here. If I go down, he's always here.
I am. What's up?
This is the Erica. She's the
Hello.
she writes all our music.
Yes. On my good days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On her bad days, she performs it. Whenever we're feeling
Yeah,
bad,
really bad days.
in a bad mood, we come here and talk to Erica, and she puts us in a good mood.
I tried.
She's always smiling.
I tried.
Show your smile. Give.
Except for that picture you drew of me. I was frowning.
Oh, but it's a serious moment.
You notice how much bigger the production office is than the dressing room? The production office is way bigger than the dressing room. It's like 4 dressing rooms could fit inside here.
Priorities.
You moving from Arizona must have been a big thing. I mean, I've been reading in the interviews, you got a wife, you got some dogs, right?
Yeah.
And you suddenly relocate to LA. I mean, what was going through your mind at that time to meet guys that you hadn't even met before?
I pretty much tried not to think about it at all. I just kind of went, you know, just focus on just doing the music and try not to think too much about how pissed my wife was or how sad she was that I was gone, or whether or not my dogs even knew that I wasn't there anymore.
How did you put it to your wife? Did you say, sorry, I gotta go, I might be gone for some time, but you know, when I come back I'll be a rock star and you can move out to an LA mansion with me? Was that how you sold it to her?
Well, I mean, the only reason why she didn't come with me in the first place is just because we owned some property, and I didn't want to, like, just, you know, throw all my eggs into one basket. I wanted to leave at least one egg out. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we just kind of were being just kind of as practical as we possibly could, you know, because I didn't know how well we would get,
which to most people would still be impractical.
Yeah, I mean, most people, yeah, it'd be insane. But like, what I was like really just hoping to do was just kind of come out and find out what these guys were all about, because I didn't know that we would click so well, so fast.
There's something inside me that pulls beneath the surface, consuming, confusing.
Gotta ask you this, you've suffered this rumour that's been going around the industry that you're a manufactured boy band.
you guys have a lot of people watching, and we get to say to all these people that we wouldn't have gotten a publishing deal first if we didn't write our own songs. So that rumor you heard is not true.
And not only that, but it's kind of hard to manufacture a band that knew each other their entire lives.
Yeah. Try to find one record industry executive that could manufacture a piece of crap like us.
Yeah, we'd be way more polished if they had manufactured us.
Right.
The power of your vocals on stage, like spot on for what you hear on the album, and the notes that you hold on and the way you sing. People keep asking you about the effects that you use, and he doesn't use any effects. It's all pure up on stage, yeah?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like, we use like typical effects that any band in any pub or any bar or any venue would be able to use, like, you know, delays, reverbs, things like that. But we don't run any tape, we don't loop anything, not even samples. Everything that you hear on the record is being performed physically by somebody on stage.
A funny thing about coming to these venues and being in a band is that when you wake up, you come out of your bus, you have no idea where you're going, because you potentially, you know, a lot of times you've never been there before, so you see these, your production team sets these up every morning, so that when you come in and you're all groggy, you kind of look here and you go, okay, I'm trying to find the catering, and you've got catering. Hello. Rice, potatoes, and meats.
Know where you're going now?
It changes every day depending on who does the catering. Usually they hire out like a local crew who kind of, you know, it's from the area. They come in, they cook some stuff. It can kind of be sketchy, because then you got,
we're not going to put you on the camera.
People that you've never met before preparing a bunch of food, and sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's garbage. You know, today it looks good though, and I'm not just saying that either. Talking to MTV UK. And desserts over there.
We found Brad. He's over there. Brad's really weird.
Those fucking cameras out of here.
He's practicing his acting. Look how convincing it is. Do it again, do it again.
Get tough. Get tough again.
Brad, do your photo shoot face.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, Sweeney, you gotta put on some clothes, dude. For real. No, I like your sexy legs. I'm just afraid you're gonna get sick.
You're killing my vibe, Sweeney.
Can I borrow those shorts, though? Hi, we're Linkin Park. We're here in Salt Lake City, Utah, halfway through our Countdown to Revolution tour. Welcome to the show.
We're going to stage now. When we go on stage at night, we go the same direction, except there's a lot of people here. They're all screaming for Mike. Mike's the heartthrob. They're like, Mike. Right, Chisel? Right now, what we have set up is they have the band set up in a sequence with the opening act, Apex Theory being out front, their drum riser being up there, then Head PE being right here, and then our stuff kind of in the back. So they'll strike the stuff away, move the next band up, run it that way. I know you're doing it. I love it. So, and this is our fascia for the risers, DJ riser. We call that Mount Hahn. Then Rob's drum riser. That's the stage. Come out here and you can look where the people will go if you want to do that. I appreciate it.
You getting all the... It makes for good composition. So you have to just kind of jump.
Hi. I have the camera now. Doing this.
This is fun.
So.
Oh no.
I'll find out if you look with it. So, how long have you been doing this?
Too long.
Too long.
Ready to get back?
Oh, you're American. My setup is, we got this thing, it's called a MIDI production center, which is a sampler. And basically what it does is it makes noises. So I push the button and it makes a noise. It goes like a speak and spell. Like if I want to spell something with sounds, I'll just go and I'll say what I want to say. I did the same thing with my vinyl. Use this record which I made. KC Gas Station Breaks from the Orient. Well, the thing with our band is control is that's the challenge. Everyone's trying to control each other. They're trying to control me. I sometimes try to control them. It's just the battle that we're always going through. The director of the show just called me a wanker.
We'll show you some more of this.
How should I take that? Do you want to see the drums?
Listen, here's what's going on. What we've got is the real drums. Got them, and we've got the fake drums. They don't make any noise. And he's saying, why you have this stupid thing? Because they make noises on the sampler over here. I'm speaking in your language. I'm just trying to relate. It's okay, right?
Hey, Mike, they said you sound South African.
I'm South African?
I got the best seats in the house right here.
What do I do to ignore them behind me? Do I follow my fate to escape blindly? Do I hide my pride from these bad dreams and give in to sad thoughts that are maddening? Do I let it go and try to stand it? Or do I try to catch up red-handed? Do I trust someone and get fooled by phoniness? Or do I trust nobody and live in loneliness?
You want to go to the show and you want to see the people play, but you want to meet them too. And that usually doesn't happen. So we kind of try and make that happen more often. We usually do signings, like on some tours where, well, like our own tours, we jump down on the crowd after we play. On other ones, we try and just set up something where we can do that.
I think the only time we've really officially gone out to celebrate was when we got a record deal.
And even then, we didn't do much.
Remember when we went?
We were like, woo, let's go to dinner and then go write the record.
Wait, did you go?
You know where we went?
To House of Pies.
Oh no, that was the other night. I guess we had two things. We went to Hooters, which was like a big rock and roll moment. Some guys, you know,
they have the best food.
Do drugs.
In the restaurant.
Some guys do drugs and go to strip clubs.
Their wings are so good.
We went to Hooters and went to House of Pies.
For the rings. For the wings?
For the wings, yeah, definitely.
I think someone, not to name names, was like, hey, we just got a record deal to like our waitress, and they were just like,
great. What? Do you want a beer or what?
Would you guys like more water?
Great. Are you order?
And that's when we knew that we'd.
ate dinner, and now I gotta go do this shit.
Graffiti decorations under a sky of dust. A constant wave of tension on top of broken trust. The lessons that you taught me, I learned were never true. Now I find myself in question. They point the finger at me again. Guilty by association. You point the finger at me again. I wanna run away, never say goodbye. I wanna know the truth instead of wondering. It's like a paranoid looking over my back. It's like a whirlwind inside of my head. It's like I can't stop what I'm hearing within. It's like the face inside is right beneath my skin.
Now, when we spoke back in January, you were saying that you wanted to tour Hybrid Theory for at least 12 months, and you wanted to just concentrate solely on that record, and you didn't actually want to think about doing another album. Obviously, you have been thinking about the next record.
Well, as far as working on it right now, what we're doing is we're setting up a studio in the back of our bus. We did that on last tour. We're going to do that.
This is becoming really common, right? I mean, I've spoken to a few bands recently who want to record on the road, but they say it's not easy.
Oh, yeah, but their studios are nothing compared to ours.
Right.
Ours is much bigger and much more elaborate. Well, we're really, I mean, we're really into working with, like, computer-based recording equipment, and I think we stay pretty on top of it, like, as far as the technology.
It's like a paranoid looking over my back. It's like a whirlwind inside of my head. It's like I can't stop what I'm hearing within. It's like the face inside is right beneath the skin. It's like a paranoid.
There must be a concern at the moment with you guys when you think what's going to happen when we stop, because you've been, working constantly on on making Linkin Park a success for years, and the last 12 months have been, an incredible amount of touring worldwide. There's got to be a time when you actually have to go back home and think about buying a house or buying a sofa or doing something to put down some roots. Do you know what I mean?
That's why I have a wife. She does all that for me, so I don't have to think about it.
I was talking to him, though.
Oh, sorry.
No, I know what you mean. But you know what I'm saying?
I'll just shut up, I'll just shut up. I'll sit over here.
On our time off, I'm gonna wake up every morning in my apartment.
Be really funny.
By myself.
It's gonna be hilarious.
And I'm gonna pretend like I'm playing a concert for a lot of people, but it's really just gonna be me.
You jest though, man. I've met a musician who's done that before for a week at 9 p.m. and actually walked into his living room going, okay,
Did he set the amps up, or was it
showtime for a week just to
guitar?
try and actually sort his head out. One of the things I think that's really helped you guys out in the last 12 months, apart from the fact that you can play and you can write, is the fact that you give a shit about your fans, and you genuinely do. It's not this kind of like, oh, I give a shit, but I'm not going to sign your autograph, or I'm not going to have my photo taken with you, but I care. You genuinely, you stick around, you try and meet as many people as you can, but that must take its toll.
I don't think it takes its toll. I think it's really rewarding to be able to go out and sign stuff for kids, say hi to kids, thank them for coming. Like, at our show in Germany, I think the kids in Berlin that we just did, I think the kids were singing louder. Actually, our sound guy told us that they were singing 2 dBs over the PA.
Has it got scary at times, some of the correspondence that you've got from fans? Because obviously some fans will cross the line.
It hasn't, I wouldn't say that it's gotten scary. We've had some fans who've had some really, like, for example, a good example is we had a fan who had, like, brain surgery, and they decided to play the song, the album, the entire way through, and it was hours long.
Yeah.
She had them play the album over and over, and just that one.
Yeah,
and
they would get sick. It was funny because the doctors would get sick of it, and they're like, "Can we put something else on?" She's like, "If you put something else on, I'm going to sleep." Yeah. And they're like, "Okay." That's like really touching.
It's sobering because it is a scary thing, but it's touching, and it makes us like it's rewarding. You know what I mean?
Was there a breaking point for you guys this year when you thought, this is actually where we're going to achieve what, a lot of what we've actually set to achieve with this record? Was there a moment, like, whether it was one show or one performance on television?
We just got to play the VMAs in New York City, and
I saw that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 3-time platinum sound of Linkin Park.
Saying everything I've said
Anyone throw up?
I threw up like every day.
For a week leading up to
No,
it.
I swear to God, I'm not
Yeah.
even joking. I have never ever been. I haven't been nervous in years. You know, since like the first time I got on stage in high school, I haven't been nervous, and you know, it was like such an odd feeling for me all of a sudden to be extremely like racked with all these, you know, anticipation. And I started finding myself getting like minor anxiety attacks. You know, I'd start shaking, and then I'd either want to pass
For like
out.
4 minutes, you know, just for 4 minutes of
I'd sit there,
performance, you know,
and,
you
yeah,
may-
I'd sit there, and all of a sudden go, and I'd just throw up. I mean, it was totally.
Come in on this
horrible.
mic, man. This thing smells awful. Man. It's
I can't
horrible.
even imagine what the guys from the Executioners who played with us.
Yeah, I know, I saw
They
it.
don't. I mean, they didn't know us that well. You know what I mean? Like, we had hung out a little bit and stuff, but when Chester was hovering over a trash can in our dressing room, you know, Rob Swift was looking at me like, does he always do this?
No, it worked really well. When you guys introduced them, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know that that was being billed as a collaboration, and you know,
we wanted it to be like
a surprise. It was, and I thought, well, how are they going to do this? You know, because you've got 3 of the greatest turntablists in the history of hip hop music on stage. You know, you're not just going to give them 8 bars and tell them to piss off. You know what I mean? You got to let them show.
All right, people, please help us welcome to the stage the world famous Executioners. Everybody, check it out.
This is going to be a tough question for you, but I've got to ask one tough question, I guess. And whoever gets asked it first is going to be in the worst position. I want.
bench press 180.
Okay, cool. What do you bench press?
About 65.
I'm just joking. It wasn't the question, but I thought I'd run with it nonetheless. One moment that you can single out, and I know reflection is difficult when you stood on the road trying to make trying to play your shows, and you think about the next record, and you don't want to stop and go, okay, what have we been doing for the last 12 months? But if you can pick one moment, I'm going to go with you. One moment, you guys better start thinking that you can really pull out this year that you've thought, holy shit.
I was already thinking about it earlier in the interview, and I think it was the first show we did in London. That was our first time.
King's College?
Yeah,
Crazy.
that was our first time playing outside of the U.S. We played like 3 dates on that little European run that we had done, and that was the first show that we had that went over really well. That was outside the U.S.
I would have to say when we were in Melbourne, and we were inside this this like small arena, and they broke the foundation of the building. The kids were just jumping so hard and having so much fun. They literally brought
Next
the house
time you
down.
have to raise the roof.
Right.
Right.
Mine's gonna sound.
Come on, allow me one. Allow me one. Take my wife.
Mine's gonna sound slightly redundant, but it's also a show, and it's also in London. It was the last time we were here with the Deftones.
Yeah.
We played London Arena.
I've caught up with you. A couple of you guys around that time, you looked exhausted.
It was probably, that was the most exhausted I've been all year, I think. And I didn't even know how, I couldn't even, I had family out, and I couldn't even talk to them. I was so tired. I didn't even know how we were going to play the show. And the show, for me, was like my favorite show of the whole year.
Well, I'm not really I've never been much of a radio listener, but I think having our song get on the radio.
One step closer?
Yeah, one step closer. And that was just a cool thing to me because it felt like at that point, like it had already gone way further than I expected.
A couple months ago doing festival shows, we played, the largest show we've ever played was for probably about 70,000 to 80,000 people. The wind was blowing, my cymbals were, blowing around and stuff, and it was just like, and I remember the sun was like kind of setting and coming through the clouds, and there was just like people for as far as you could see. We played a great show, and we had a great time.
Well, thanks very much, guys. It's been a pleasure. Oh, don't let me down, man. Come on, don't let me down.
Oh, I benched 260.
Hey! Thanks for your time.
Hello, friends and lovers. Welcome to the Family Values Tour.
All right, you guys, it's time to go behind the scenes. Come on. What's up, you guys? You're chilling with Linkin Park at the Family Values Tour.
And remember, kids, to fasten your seatbelts and wear your safety helmets and goggles for the wackiest ride of your life.
This is where the magic happens. This is our studio bus. It's just in our nature that we have a lot of fun when we write music, and so it's cool to have that outlet here to be able to take a break from what's going on outside on the tour.
So I'm here at the FOH, which is the code term for front of house.
This is where the psychopaths get crazy, man. We're also giving all the kids safety belts.
Okay, MTV, we've had enough of you heckling us. We're gonna go, we're gonna leave, and get ready for the show.
That usually happens. Mike usually jumps on the turntables and fucks it up for everybody. What are you doing? Dude! You gotta be picks on. These guys are always fucking it up. You want to see my shirt? What? Yeah, I'm up. Good.
It starts with one.
I don't know why, it doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind, I'm designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time.
If I had to pick an actual moment that was like the suckiest moment for me this year, it'd probably be kicking a door and feeling the pain of my bones snap. That would then take 2 months on tour to recover, and I still have to limp. And so that sucked pretty bad. I don't kick doors anymore.
I would say the shittiest thing is the fact that I've been married for 5 years and I've been on the road for almost 2 of those years. That sucks to me. But, oh well, it's the price we pay for the games we play. You know what I mean? There's a sacrifice in every situation. And I figured I'm spending more quality time now, because it's better than working 9 to 5, getting home at 7 o'clock after rush hour, making dinner and going to bed by 10. You get 3 good solid hours in there. That sucks even worse to me. So there's still a positive side to that too.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
I think my favorite haircut of this year was the red mohawk. I think the simple fact that people are so fascinated with the fact that I actually get haircuts, that's the big thing right there.
People are like upset, right? When
yeah, I mean, I'll show up, I'll get my haircut, and people are like, "Why did you do that?" I'm like, "'Cause I fucking felt like it, dude. Give me a break."
My favorite haircut of this year was really short haircut and the goatee.
And the mustache.
I actually changed my facial hair and I shaved right here, so if you guys are really like
on point.
I didn't want to pick up on that.
Yeah. I was a little, nervous about making the change, but
nobody's yelled at him yet. What happened to your soul patch, dick?
I put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go.
we're planning to play Mexico City and then go to Hawaii and
Do 2 dates in Hawaii.
and just like chill out in Hawaii, but be done. We're like a year and a half, no more.
Oh, wait, and then after that, we're going to go do Southeast Asia. Actually, we're just going to tour this album for the next 10 years.
We kind of were really happy when we finished the songs, and our intention when we started touring wasn't to improve upon them, it was to actually play them, because there is a lot going on, and even having played the songs for as long as we have, it is challenging jumping around and having everyone play everything perfectly because we really are anal about it. And
yeah.
Rob in particular, like if I play one note wrong, like I know like I'm gonna have to talk to him about it after the show.
He comes back, I'm looking at him.
It's funny. It's funny because I mean, we're so anal about our way of doing things.
I think like looking back on touring, you kind of tend to look back on it more positively than it probably really was. Like nostalgia, to me, like connotes like positive feelings, you know. Whereas if you really like went back and looked into our RV and what was going on, like yeah, there were positives, but it was really rough and it kind of kicked our asses. Like I know that I aged a couple of years probably.
Yeah, it's like Madonna on her thing. She did this thing and she went back to, with a TV crew like through New York in her old apartment, and yeah, it looked all fun, and like she's like, oh, I remember this place, and you walk into her apartment, and like the toilet is next to the stove, which is next to the couch, which is next to the shower. That's her apartment. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's all fun and games now, looking back after a successful career, but when she was there, I'm sure it wasn't really that much fun.
Looking back on it, you know, starting in the really small clubs when we were unloading the trailer ourselves, we had all our road cases, we'd wheel them in, set up our stage,
playing for
play
free
a show,
just because there was people there?
Playing for nothing, just to play in front of 50 or 75 people, taking, after the show, loading all our gear up, loading it in, and driving, you know, trading off with each other, driving to the next city. It's kind of just, at that point we didn't have any press to do, nobody was interested in us, they didn't care. we wanted to do some press and talk to some people and get our name out there at that point.
Now we've got buses and we don't want to do press.
And it's just, yeah, that's the final outcome of that it's just grown over the year from going to playing bigger venues to having more buses and a bigger crew.
I got a kick out of that one.
More stuff to do. It's just, our days are pretty packed now. We don't have to load our gear anymore, but we have to do, you know, anywhere from 2 to 5 interviews going on within the band a day, and there's a whole big production going on here and a lot of stuff that we like to stay involved with and oversee, everything from our business to our merchandise to our whole production and everything. So it's gotten really busy over the past few years, and we're definitely looking forward to getting home and taking a rest because we've been traveling so much over the past 16, 17 months that it's going to feel weird staying in one place for more than a couple of weeks.
They say like certain people, I don't have this problem, thank God, but like they say some people who travel, you know, over their whole career so much in buses, who are used to sleeping with the bus moving, have a hard time actually adjusting to sleeping in a normal bed with it stationary.
I think our biggest ambition is to do the next record and hope that it doesn't suck. It's just up to the critics that I think that's really going to be the biggest change. Is I think a lot of people that gave us a lot of flack on this record may be turning around and give us not as much flack on the next record, and maybe the people that really enjoyed this one might give us a little bit more flack on the next one.
It's really just about, are we going to be happy with it, you know, because at this point, who gives a shit, you know what I mean? So hopefully we'll make a record that we are really proud of.
And if we fuck up on the second album, we'll make up for it on the third one, I promise.
Linkin Park is individual. They're unique. Makes them great.
Linkin Park! Linkin Park, kick that! Linkin Park, baby! Yeah, I know it's big! Ooh, Maxi Boy! Get rock, man! Hell yeah! Music bad!
It's been quite a year, huh, guys? Hasn't it been?
It's been quite a year, too.
Yeah, it's wrapping up. Only a few shows left.
About a week.
About a week. What are we doing in a couple hours, Mike?
Play a show.
We're playing a show.
We're playing a show. It's true.
Yeah, playing a show.
He's not wrong. He's not lying.
I'm not lying. I'm not a tiger either. So that's it. We're going to be playing a couple hours. We'll see you on stage.
I have to go.
This lack of self-control I fear is never ending. Controlling, I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in. Without a sense of confidence, I'm convinced that there's just too much pressure to take. I've felt this way before. So insecure. Itself upon me, distracting, reacting. Against my will, I stand beside my own reflection. It's haunting, how I can't see. I find myself again. My walls are closing in. Without a sense of confidence, I'm convinced after just too much pressure to take. I've felt this way before. So insecure.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.